Hello everybody and welcome back to Sudoku or Dice. Another fun-filled episode of Logic is coming your way today from our screens over here. We've got everybody with us today. We have Sudoku Master Extraordinaire Dave Friant from Nerdarchy with us today. We have the Logician himself, John from PRUITT from WebDM, and the Masters of in Sudoku, I believe. Jim Davis from WebDM. Of course, I myself will join as a D&D, Sudoku Sex Icon. We have some sponsors here today before we hand over to our dazzling deviant. And today's sponsors will be read out by Jim Davis of WebDM.
Oh, I'm happy to talk about our sponsors here on Sudoku or Dice. We have got Fantasy Grounds, our virtual tabletop of choice. Of course, this is where we do all of our die rolling, where those wonderful, lovely fours that you guys absolutely love so much come up. But it also does all the math and all that other bullshit for us, which, as we know, famously, I do not care for. And so a program like virtual tabletop, like Fantasy Grounds, is perfect for those math-averse people and logic intolerant as I am. We also have Dungeon Painter Studio, where you can make a variety of maps for dungeons, underground passages, subterranean chambers, as well as caverns. So, and other things besides forests and the like. You've seen some of them on this season and many others of Saber Dice. So we appreciate you guys, Dungeon Painter Studio at pyromancers.com. They are our sponsors, been with us since the beginning. Go check them out.
Definitely. And there's a big Fantasy Ground sale on right now for 25% off or more discount on the licenses and bundles. So 50% off on the bundles. So like complete set for D&D. No better time, my friends. No better time. It is a Steam Summer Sale. So definitely save yourself from buying whatever video games it is the kids are playing these days. I literally don't know. Presumably some kind of Sudoku-based video games are on sale right now. But definitely check out Fantasy Grounds.
Sudoku Quest.
Sudoku Quest,
Pro.
yes. Yep.
Legends of Sudoku.
Yep. Sudoku Creed. Yeah, okay. But we have, last but not least, our dazzling deviant himself, Cody Lewis. Cody, how you doing, my friend?
I am doing wonderful, and I cannot tell you what a joy it was last week to watch you all squirm and just squirm and be uncomfortable with the challenges presented in front of you. And I think we have a really fun session for tonight. So before we jump to that, shout out to Ben. Ben, thank you much, Ben Hadley. My weekly home game runs through y'all's stream. So here's some preemptive moral support. We appreciate that, brother man. We appreciate it. All right, gentlemen. Last week on Saber Dice, the party, well-equipped in the CLSCC, after making their journey to the Great Tree and seeing its wonders, had made its preparation to head back to the Shadow Vale. After an interesting and magical journey to the portal, you guys found a magically sealed off portal, much akin to what you found in Permath, but this time bound by elven magic from the Great Tree, containing some of that black taint, if you will, from these from the portal. After you guys journeyed inside, you found yourselves in a vast bog with a beam shining down on the mountain many miles in front of you. After a quick ride on your flying broom, you guys found yourselves back at another temple of the keepers here, tucked away here in the Shadow Vale. But a gruesome scene had been laid out in front of you. There was recent blood splattering and this sort of black crumbling material with the doors kind of blasted open. Once you made your way inside, you found a rather sobering letter written by one of the remaining soldiers venturing into the Shadow Vale to stop the sticky, icky taint of the Shadow Vale. And at this point, you proceeded through the temple. You went into it bright-eyed and bushy-tailed and prepared, but not long after entering into this domain, Roscoe Threestone, Keeper, fell and passed from his mortal existence. Fortunately, though, due to the nature of this particular temple, the group was allowed to say a last few goodbyes, and Roscoe is still accompanying you guys through your journey to destroy this anchor to the Shadow Veil. After a tremendously, wonderfully constructed, immaculate, very clever puzzle meant to keep out, assailants, if you will, that is where we will pick up in the throes of combat. With initiative rolled, let's jump into this thing. Dr. Braso Huell, you have just seen these portals light up, these sigils on the floor, with more of these ancestral guardians making their way into the fray. What would you like to do, sir?
All right, so Dr. Hill had been poring over this puzzle, but now these ghosts are really starting to crowd him, and he needs to make some space. Dang it, you dang ghost! Draws the whip and the short sword and lashes out at the one of these spectral creatures here, and that is a 14. And I don't know if that'll get there or not, Cody.
It will not get there. Actually, you know what? Forgive me if that is in the corrupted guardians. A 14 is a success. I don't know why that's saying that is in fact a miss, but that does hit that AC.
All right, so with my first attack, and then as a extra attack from Hordebreaker, I attack the one next to him. That is a 24. So
more than enough, sir.
All right, and then I will roll some damage, I guess. Let's do that, right? This guy can take that.
That's optional. You don't need to do that.
Yeah, this guy can suck on some of that, and I will take my short sword and ram it in this guy standing next to me.
15 is enough.
All right. Is he still up and kicking?
And this is against, so 9 more damage against which one here? 15?
Number 6.
Number 6. With number 6, that is, yes, he is still up and kicking at the moment.
All right, so bonus action, I will stab him again.
got all the attacks. 11 is not going to be enough, so you just crack off the whip a couple of times, turn, slash into this thing. Would you like to move?
No, I'm going to stay right where I am. And actually, really, I'm just letting out a flare blows in my frustration. We just lost Roscoe. I'm still upset. Why don't you things stay dead already?
For a reminder for those asking on stream, Roscoe perished with the mammoth and a little bit of assistance from some other unnamed sources. That will bring us over to Huell. Huell, what would you like to do, my friend? These sigils have just lit up and the room is filled with these ancestral ghosts.
Mm-hmm. Well, Huell, seeing as how he got lit up a minute ago, he decides that invisibly, discretion is the better part of valor, and casts Levitate on himself, and will go up 20 feet, and the only other thing he'll have is he'll have the mammoth in one hand, and he doesn't know if it's going to work or not, and then he's got his scorching ray wand in the other, but I don't have any bonus actions, so I'm done.
Okay, and now the guardians will begin to make their way and make their trek over here. So we're going to have Guardian 10, which is this one. He's going to move up 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, and be able to lash out here at Campus. How about we throw an attack before we just throw damage?
Let's do that.
Is 17 going to be enough?
Yep.
He's going to lash out over here at Campus for 6. 12 is going to do the same thing as he comes charging down. He actually makes eye contact at Huell, and Huell begins to ascend here. So he's going to just kind of come up to move underneath of Huell, looking for a way for him to get low enough to strike. I would say, Huell, that the ceilings here are probably about 35 feet tall. They're very significant. This is a very large room for you to operate in. 13 is going to do some similar things as he comes charging in over here at Dr. Braso Huell. We've got an attack there. He comes up one more time. He comes up and lashes out at Dr. one more time. Okay, apparently that's not going to roll there. And he's going to miss wildly as you duck underneath. The next Guardian is going to do similar things against Campus. He's going to slash out at Campus there. Don't know why that's not rolling there. 12.
Not going to get there.
which is going to go wide as well. The Guardians continue to pursue and close in here, all moving with this sort of mechanical, just sort of dead vision in their eyes with only one intent. We've got Guardian 3, who is going to move up here. And then finally, the last few Guardians here. Give me 1 second, guys. We got a lot of combatants on the field, so it's going to take a moment to get through this. This is going to be a pretty tough little fight here. And 5 is going to move up and attack here. He's going to make another lash out at Campus. Campus 21 slashes into you for another 7 points of damage as you guys are slowly being encompassed next to this altar. And that is going to bring us over to Campus. What would you like to do, sir?
2 points. All right. Oh God, Rosco, no. I'm going to I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna.
Now this altar is kind of like a table.
Scalable. You're right.
Yeah, so it's not huge. You could certainly go backwards over it if you'd like.
Campus, different cultures mourn in different ways.
It's how I grieve. Yeah, I tell you what, I will disengage because I'm dying while doing Sudoku. This is not the way that Campus wants to die. So I'm going to disengage and move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right here. Be like, oh God, no, I'm dying.
So he just turns back and scrambles away out of the way here, leaving Dr. Braso Huell alone, surrounded by these warriors. What would you like to do, sir?
Get out of there!
Oh, it's almost like he's a professional streamer.
No, Dr. Braso finds himself in a target-rich environment here. And, I got a couple of these suckers already damaged. I am going to just start attacking. I don't know that... You know what? Decisions. All right. Screw these guys.
What are we doing here, buddy?
I'm stabbing somebody once I can grab the die. All right. We're not. And this is how it all ends, folks.
As you turn, you see Campus like scurrying back. You're just like slashing out wildly, unable to connect.
Oh, that's a 1. All righty then.
Maybe another roll?
Maybe another roll. Yeah, that's much better. All right, so shove my short sword into this guy. Is that figure dead yet?
He is not dead yet.
Son of a bitch. That guy just doesn't want to die. All right. So
but he's hurting pretty badly. You kind of like, as you slash through it, you can kind of feel that slight resistance, but almost ethereal, kind of swipe here.
All right. Then let's see. All right. That was my horde breaker. I will take a shot at this guy next to him.
14 is going to be or 20, excuse me. 20 is plenty to get there.
Yeah, unfortunately, I believe he is fresh. Fresh. I still have a bonus action. So someone's gonna get cracked with the whip. Maybe. I'm just spinning it around me all over the place. This guy's got to be freaking dead by now.
And this is against Guardian 6.
Guardian 6. Yeah, I feel like I've done like 50 damage to Guardian 6.
As you crack off that last little bit, let me see here. In fact, that is enough to get there, sir.
Now, is this a stone slab, stone table?
This is like a stone, like a solid stone table, and it kind of has like 2 levels to it, if you will.
Okay. So it is okay. So
it's kind of like on a platform, and it's all kind of this emerald jade like stone structure.
All right. So there will be no. All right. I will. You know what? I'm going to roll across the top of the table, taking the attacks of opportunity.
Okay.
What could possibly go wrong?
There's going to be 3 of those, sir. So let's just rifle those down real quick as they are lashing out at you. 13 enough?
No.
Followed by a whopping 8, and then the last one lunges at you quickly for an 18.
18 just does it.
Cuts into you for another 6 points of damage.
All right.
And these three guys no longer have any reaction. All right. And that will bring us over to Huell, who is comfortably floating in the middle of the air. What would you like to do, sir?
Huell is going to draw upon what he learned from Rothillian and roast these ghosts. And I'm dropping a fireball so that the back blast just barely misses the stone table and gets all these guys in it. And I can
roll damage, sir. What's the save?
The save DC is 14.
Okay. Are you doing it all automatically?
I can do their saves automatically, but it will also roll damage for each one of them.
Oh my gosh.
Which is all automated and takes virtually no time thanks to Fantasy Grounds. You've never been able to do this in your D&D games before. Roll individual fireball damage.
You can't do it.
Why would you?
It can't be done.
Forever. Can't be done. Let's get some.
There's no logic. There's no logic puzzle to that one that could possibly solve.
There's no logic puzzle to that one.
Can't be done.
That's this one. I got 2 more.
I'm just watching the wounds go up on my combat tracker right now. I'm just watching them all. Just rip into this.
All right. That looks like 3 down and the rest of them wounded.
Actually, sir,
Is that right?
there are. I've got to clear these guys out that have dropped. Give me a second.
That's
there were
fine.
a lot of them here. So, Gon, just describe what you do with this fireball here.
I mean, Huell is a wizard of going on some renown now, and every wizard has a back pocket fireball. And Huell, recalls Rothillian's teachings and hears his voice in his head, and he summons the fire that will burn away the ghosts, reducing them to the ash that they are. Except for these last 2.
Boom! He kind of rifles through, and you see these things just kind of screech into nothingness. With only a few left remaining, this will bring us over to the Guardians, who now turn and furiously claw over the table, going for any targets that they can, desperate to bring you guys down. 5, 10, 15, 20, plenty to get there. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, plenty to get there here. So we've got, and then this guy will also step over here to Dr. Braso Hill. So we've got an attack against Campus of 13.
Nope.
We've got an attack against Dr. Hill of 7, not going to be enough. And another lunging attack for 11. That is not going to be enough. That brings us down to Campus.
Oh, I'm so close to dying. But instead of dying, I will instead, in fact, move my Hunter's Mark on wherever it is, because probably just died in a fireball right now, to this chap, Corrupted Guardian number 10, and hit him with my special longsword for 4 points of damage, plus... Do you need me to do something, sorry?
Nope.
Okay, plus an extra 4.
8 more?
For 8 in total, yeah.
8 total. Yeah, absolutely. You just slash into this thing, and you see it kind of stutter almost as you dig into this thing, but it raises up and it's continuing to press on.
Okay, second attack for Rosco.
Can you deal 5 points of damage?
6.
Do you one better?
You turn for Roscoe. You just slash through this thing. Gone, eviscerated as well. Would you like to move, sir?
I'm a hero. I go and flank. With,
how
Dr.
about
Braso.
that? How about that? Dr. Braso Hill, what would you like to do, sir?
I would like to stab this guy in the face. That's what I would like to do. But unfortunately, that isn't going to happen.
Even with the flanking, that is not going to be enough.
But that's all right.
Oh, there we go. There's that crit.
I do get a bunch of attacks though, so that is helpful. And let's see, because I attacked him, I can then take another attack against the guy next to him because of the Horde Breaker. Loving my Horde Breaker.
Throw some damage, sir.
Throwing some damage. And then I will take my bonus attack on this guy. Let's see if we can't finish him off.
Oh, he's looking pretty hurt.
And crack of the whip again.
Okay, Did you do that? Which guardian did you do that against? 12 or 13 or 12 or 15?
12 is
12,
taking
okay,
most damage.
You crack off the whip and it's not enough to finish him off, but they are both looking pretty hurt. Huell, what would you like to do, sir?
Huell's got a bit of a firebug in him, and he points the Scorching Ray wand, and he's going to do 1 blast to 15 and 2 to 12. And let me pull up my
Let's see what you got, my friend.
sheet here. Where's Scorching Ray? My character sheet has become rich with spells. First attack, I have no idea if that hits or
15 is going to be more than enough.
not. Hit. Damage to this guy. Just a sec.
Can you deal out 6 points of damage, my friend?
I am hoping I can. Cannot. That's 4. But maybe this guy can be taken out. That's a
12 is going to go high as you're
12.
trying to avoid hitting Campus and Dr. Hill, but the 19 is or the 25 is going to be enough.
Do it. There we go. That's 9.
9 more
right.
points. Both of these guardians are reeling at this point, but still pressing on. We have 2 attacks against Dr. Braso Hill, and this guy's going to step over here to try to get on the other side of him. We've got a 14 followed by a 6. And it's almost as though their will to continue on is being tested. Campus, can you finish them off?
I don't know. I moved the Hunter's Mark. They're not in 5 feet of each other. Okay, yeah, I moved the Hunter's Mark to corrupt a gun in number 12 for my bonus action, and then I attack on a natural 1 for 6. And then I attack on a 16, which will hit for 6 points of damage, plus an extra d8, which deals 11 points of damage all in all.
Eviscerating this guardian.
I'm killing fucking everything today. I killed a mammoth, and I've killed like 5 of these guys. I'm a hero!
Roscoe.
Right, good Roscoe? Yeah, that's a lot of XP.
Murderer.
I like this. I'm good at this.
Jim Davis, please take a point of inspiration, sir.
Take it.
Damn it. Why didn't I get inspiration for killing PRUITT's character in fucking Warhammer?
I mean, I'll give you an experience. You know, you get pick up an extra 250 experience
All
points
right.
for that. Are you going to move?
I will move once again here, flanking with Dr. Braso.
Dr. Braso Hill, it is just you and one remaining guardian. No more guardians have continued to spawn from these sigils.
You know, in my head canon, Braso looks like a ribbon dancer when he fights.
I like that. That's your headcanon. Yeah, I'm there now as well. Yeah.
What?
Describe your killing blow, sir.
He actually jumps up and barely, comes up to his chest and just brings, drops the whip and just brings a 2-handed slice down the center of it, and it just kind of like evaporates in the shadow and dissipates. With a whisper, "That's for Roscoe."
The room falls quiet.
Oh. You guys okay? I almost died.
Yeah, I'm good.
What
Where'd
the
Huell
fuck
get
was this
to?
thing? I point towards the puzzle. I got really fixated on that for a while.
There's some sort of sigil or glyphs of some kind. Huell's gonna copy it, and as long as it takes him to figure it out on paper, then he's gonna touch a tile.
I think that with all of you guys there, it's just a matter of logic. Now that you've understood how it works to avoid taking any further damage, and in a 5-10 minutes, you guys are able to put your heads together and finish completing this particular puzzle. When you do that and you put in the last piece, you guys can see the doors opening up in front of you. But at the same time, you guys also see the back doors open up as they have been doing. And standing in the doorway is a familiar face, Tylor Barnoscus. But accompanying him is also a familiar face, one that you might take Campus a minute to wrap his head around, but it looks like Roscoe is standing in the doorway as well.
Hey, Roscoe.
Hey there, cousin. As he steps out from behind his traveling companion, his cousins would realize that his nose is broken a few more times. He has a few more scars on his face. He has a mohawk instead of a mullet. He's got a battle axe strapped across his back, wearing, just almost just like ragged clothes, really. He looks like he hasn't taken a bath in probably ever.
I squint back at the Sudoku puzzle.
I turn to Campus. Roscoe's a familiar name.
Hey there.
Why, yeah, he's your cousin.
That's
No,
right.
half of our cousins are named Roscoe.
Yeah.
Half
Well,
of 'em.
Roscoe was my stepbrother. He's my brother from another mother, but he didn't take too kindly to me. It's been a while, Huell.
Sure has, cuz. I got to tell you, old Roscoe fell not too long back, and we sure could have used you back there. Roscoe and Roscoe.
You see Roscoe's face like drop. He's like, wait, somebody killed him?
Oh, yeah, these fucking ghosts around here. They come up out of nowhere, and
Roscoe's a
killed
ghost
him?
now.
I want to know who killed him right now.
actually,
You can ask him.
It's complex. It's very complex.
The original Roscoe 3-stone in ghost form is still here, present with the party.
Oh boy, Roscoe, please don't. It was Campus, but it was an accident.
And like living Roscoe looks over. It was you, huh?
I helped a little bit.
And he walks like right up to Campus. You did my work for me, boy! And like picks him up off the ground and like shakes him and gives him a huge hug. And he looks over at Ghost Roscoe. He's like, I'm scared. I thought I'd never get a chance to bury my axe in that smug sumbitch's face. But you did it for me.
Roscoe, are you still holding a grudge about Roscoe, that thing? That was a long time ago. You gotta let it go, man.
That thing. He basically forbade me from hanging out with Huell and with you.
it was
You
really
had
bad.
your
very bad.
schooling and he had his wizarding. But no, can't hang out with Roscoe. I'm too much of a bad influence because I want to get drunk and have fun. You like getting drunk and having fun, don't you?
Of course. I thought you just stopped hanging out with us.
Yes.
No, is that smug sumbitch? And you see Roscoe over there like,
Roscoe, you told Roscoe he couldn't hang out with us?
Wait, I'm so
come around?
confused.
How did Roscoe stop you? You're really hard to stop, Roscoe.
Yeah, Huell will begin drawing camp as a family tree.
Roadmap, yeah.
And every other branch is a Roscoe.
Yeah, he doesn't have tape. He's gonna have to invent tape to make it.
You put it
Well,
in the
you see,
Sudoku
Campus-
puzzle. Like if
our father, he's about as horny as he was dumb. So he'd walk around getting his wick wet and he'd just give him his name. So we're all Roscoe. There's so many Roscoe 3-stones. I mean, you
God.
could.
Everybody knew you really shouldn't be around Uncle Roscoe when he was drunk.
In his defense, halflings are kind of irresistible when it comes to that sort of thing. It's not his fault.
See a little ting on his teeth as he flashes a winter smile, but he's missing like 2 teeth also.
right.
So
okay.
what the hell's going on down here?
I don't know. Ghosts.
What are you doing down here, Roscoe? I mean,
I heard tell of y'all and Greenleaf been following you ever since. I thought I was gonna catch you, but man, y'all found your way here quicker than I thought to them
scary.
elves and that sealing sea bees.
Sea
Indeed,
lion, seashell.
it was quite fortuitous of us to come across each other in Goldenleaf. You see, I was tending with the remains of a particular incident in Vogrum, and I heard tale that your party had made their way successfully. I'm very pleased to hear that, of course. You made your way all the way to Goldenleaf. You can imagine quite my surprise when I came across Roscoe here.
This guy's your
who
cousin
has
too.
been a tremendous traveling companion and has been nothing but courteous to me along the way.
I give him a sidelong look at that.
You see Roscoe just like giggling like he's enjoying some joke that only he knows.
After speaking with
Mind if I have one of those, cuz?
Campus, your father, we, of course, made our way here. So it is, and it kind of turns to look over to Roscoe, the keeper. Roscoe 1, he turns over to, I'm terribly sorry for your passing, and I pray that this is not a permanent encampment. I'm sure that it will not be, of course.
Huell, Campus.
What's that now?
Yeah.
Roscoe and Roscoe got to settle this right here before we go any further. Roscoe's moving on, and we can't have bad blood between family.
We can't have bad blood between family Roscoes.
Roscoe, figure this out.
This party ain't big enough for the both of us, Roscoe. I think you need to go on to the hereafter. I got it from here. Don't you worry.
Huell will turn to Ghost Roscoe and give him a smile and a wink.
Well,
And
well, I hope to see you again soon, cousins. I wish that I could have finished this quest with you, but my time is my time.
Tip my hat to Roscoe. You done good, cousin. We're gonna finish this for you. We'll see it through.
Yeah, we got enough Roscoe now, so I guess that's fine. Sorry about killing you a little bit. But you know, I guess I can visit sometime. You know, and come see you as a ghost.
That would be nice. I appreciate it, but...
And he looks at Roscoe and he's like,
I can't be there to stop you, but if anything happens to my cousins, your cousins, this is your family too. I'll come back from the dead and I will haunt you for the rest of your fucking life.
and Roscoe just kind of like, don't worry.
Bad blood, you say?
it sounds like they buried the hatchet.
So where are we going?
Well, I think that is dependent on the sword. And he kind of like looks around for the like glowing mess that is Sensover.
You gonna stick around here, Tyler?
It appears that I am here for, as they say, the long haul.
Oh, great. Well, mind the ghosts, and don't go touching any doors that you haven't sussed out first.
And puzzles, even though they seem like a lot of fun, I wouldn't go messing with them right away either.
I spent ages trying to figure out that thing, and I've got no idea what I was doing.
Indeed. Well, I imagine if we have the sword, then let's close this anchor, if you will.
Yeah, we just got to find the taint and poke it. So who's going? Roscoe. Last Roscoe did the poking last time. Are you going to do the poking this time, Roscoe?
You need me poke. You know how us Roscoes are.
I know. Usually,
Wait, where's the ladies?
You usually use your axe, but you want to use Roscoe's sword?
Or no, ladies.
And let me see that thing. And he'll hold it. You know I'm more of an axe man.
We do, but I think it would be good that another Roscoe
sword.
carry this through and see it done.
All right. Well, I'll carry it. We'll see how it works, but we'll see.
It worked pretty good for Roscoe until Campus put an arrow in him.
And he goes through a few swings, and you can tell this Roscoe, he's a lot more physically built. He probably outweighs Roscoe 3 stone by a whole stone. But
he's like a Roscoe 4 stone.
Yeah, I thought about naming him that. And making him a cousin instead of a stepbrother. Anyway, doesn't matter. All right, well, where are we going? This way? This way.
At this point, Tylor Bornascus kind of reaches into his cloak and he pulls out one single vial. I'm afraid it isn't much, but here. And he just kind of holds it out for whomever. You do look a bit worse for wear, as one of you has lost a dear friend and family member. I imagine you've been through quite the ordeal.
Yeah, you're right, I have, but I think Huell should take that.
That's fine with me. Is this this is a whole device that allows you to rejuvenate and replenish yourself? Yes.
Indeed it is.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, who's this guy?
Tylor Bornascus of Dawncross in Goldenleaf, really.
And you're a cousin as well.
Oh, no, I am not a cousin. I am merely a friendly face.
So if you're not a Roscoe, you're a Gregor. right? I look to Huell.
No, I am not a Gregor. And speaking of
Okay,
which,
Gregor.
there is more to speak on that later at the appropriate time.
I never speak at the appropriate time, so you might as well just say it now.
I don't think we want to talk about Gregor ever again.
I hope that is the case. It appears that he went feral, it appears, and he seemed to be quite out of it when I visited him last. After seeing him, I imagine that let's just say I understand your particular choices.
Yeah, I read a book like that once. He went complete Pet Cemetery. It was straight out of the book.
I remember you reading that to me when we were younger.
Yeah, it was some scary shit.
Yeah. Well, Grindlebrew was touched by his experience in the afterlife, and happens with everybody. It's why we would prefer that old Roscoe, gesturing to the ghost, interred with his monastery as opposed to any sort of necromantic endeavors.
Yes. Well, let's not have any more necromantic endeavors then.
So I guess we'll move on. And as we kind of, I guess, shuffle off, Roscoe, I'm going to need your hand with something when we get done here. There's this elephant we need to summon like once a week and just kick its ass.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
What's an elephant?
Well, it's this big animal that basically crushed your cousin to death.
It's like if you take a turtle and you take its shell off, and then it's like as big as a barn.
Okay.
But then instead of a tail, you put the tail on the end of its forehead, and then off of that that's how it eats and drinks.
All right, I got it. I got it right here.
There you go.
Oh my god.
I'm not sure if that is the best or worst description of an elephant ever.
I think it's exactly right.
Oh,
All right, so we're going through this door then, huh?
in front of you is another door that has opened into another room. I'm sorry.
Have we had enough for a short rest?
If you want to take a short rest here in this room, you certainly may.
That would not be a
Yeah, I'm
terrible
almost
idea.
dead, actually, now I look at it. So,
Yeah.
there's that.
And for some reason, I only had one hit die left. I don't know why.
Because we might have used them on the last short rest.
I haven't used them yet.
I
started
did. I used some.
adventuring them, so- Oh well, that's all right.
I'm gonna die. It's fine.
Never heard that before. In front of you is
I might have some potions.
another dark room. It is the room itself is dark, but it is giving off a soft glow, and even from the previous room that you were in, just kind of peering into it, you can already start to see. It looks like it kind of looks like the fungi. The floor is glowing. Something is on the floor and glowing again. Maybe more sigils, but they're of different. You're getting different hues already from this back room, sort of like a room with a black light in it, and it had different swirling stuff on the floor.
Okay.
I don't like things
Roscoe
swirling
just
on the floor anymore.
kind of walks into the first 5-6 feet of the room looking around.
And I think you guys should already have this map. Let me just reshare it with you guys real quick. So Roscoe 3 stone, different token. We've got campus, we've got Huell, and we've got Dr. Braso. Hill, all right, you guys are in here. And if you guys don't want to actually be inside the room yet, you don't have to be. And then we've got Tyler Barnoscus there as well.
I'm just downing some potions before we head in there.
As you guys step into the room, you see more guardians take place. And they sort of appear around the room, giving you that sort of same dead glow.
Oh, wait a minute. Is that the familiar call there?
You can feel the push of the doors starting to close. So if you guys aren't in the room, one way or another, these doors are closing.
We'll get in the room.
I'll go in. What's the worst that could happen?
Well, now every time these apparitions have appeared, they sort of mimic our movements and then attack us. I don't know if there's a way we can
Well,
make
it's
them
like
friendly.
I said last time. We would just attack them first before they started attacking us. You know, you did that thing with the fire before, and that killed them all. You could do that again.
That's not a bad idea.
Have you tried speaking with them, perhaps? They do appear almost like... And you can see him kind of like trailing off in his thoughts.
I thought old Roscoe had tried to speak with him once.
That sounds like some bullshit he'd do.
I always was.
I'm gonna take the one in the right.
I'm pretty sure every time Roscoe tried talking to him, they tried stabbing him.
That's how it seemed to me.
Uh-huh.
But if you want to go try to talk to him, go ahead. In
Just,
halfling, I whisper, we can use him for a distraction.
yeah.
And
Oh yeah,
halfling,
I'm sure you could do it, Tyler. There'd be no problem.
Halfling, I'll whisper back like,
Hail
"Which
and
one
well
you
met.
take?"
I am Tyler Barnoskis of Dawncross, of course, and Golden Leaf, and we are here to close an anchorway, and we mean you no harm. We simply are just trying to pass through. They're not even kind of listening, are they?
Sorry?
It don't look like it. It looks like they're ghosts that need to be killed.
Yeah.
I was kind of hoping when you started talking to him, they would group up and then Huell could do his thing.
That'd be advantageous.
Wait, what are we doing?
The floor underneath the four of you here is beginning to glow.
What the hell?
Oh, crud.
That's a
And
glow
he'll
off
like
right
move
there.
forward, like
What?
off the room.
Okay,
Kind of hop forward a little bit.
quickly, how do you react?
Moving away from it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna move away. From that
As you guys jump into
Huell
action,
reacts by casting fly. He just takes off like super.
as you guys begin to as you guys begin to move off of this particular thing, you're noticing that not just this one, but all of the yellow glyphs here in the room are warming up as well. And at the same time, you guys suddenly see this big bright flash boom, beam up, and you almost have to avert your eyes at this point from being blinded just from the pure flash of it. And these things are already moving into position, ready to attack. So we're going to jump into combat here. We're going to lead things off with the one and only Huell Thunderbuck.
Watch out, lads. Yellow kill a fellow. I'm pretty sure that's how that saying goes.
Oh yeah, get off this. He'll make sure that he's not underneath anything glowing, and then I'm going to attack what looks to be the nearest target, which is warrior number 5, and I'm just going to ray of frost to this guy because
Fire off, man.
almost out of his spell slots. Here we go. Ta-da! 20 to hit.
20's more than enough, sir.
And that's going to be 14 frost damage.
14 frost damage. Okay. And that was against number 5?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. And anything else that you'd like to do, my friend?
He's gonna fly up as high as his movement will allow. So I guess he's about 20 feet up.
Okay. That is going to bring us over to Tyler Barnoskis, who is going to step up and make an attack here. He's going to make a couple of attacks. We've got a 5 and a 22, and he is absolutely going to drop some damage over there. And he's going to follow that up with a dagger, which he pulls out from the side as he swings into position and kind of brings it up and along the ghost. And he is going to throw out an additional 7 points of damage. So he goes right into combat mode, and you can kind of see him jump very comfortably into this, much like you imagined him in the battle of Permath underneath of Vagram.
Is he standing on a yellow sigil?
He is, but
It's
it's dissipated at this point,
okay.
right? So the glow kind of came and went whoosh, like that. All right, so now the race are going to jump into place here. We've got these guys are going to come charging down. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 right there on our boy campus. And these guys are pretty nasty here. So they are going to attack once. Is a 15 going to be enough?
That's gonna get there.
That is going to get there. Whoops. I don't know why that just did that. Let me slide back down here. And he is going to throw some damage as he cuts and slashes into you. He's going to follow that up with another attack. 11 is not going to be enough.
Thank God.
Number 5 is going to move 5, 10, 15. He's going to move 15 feet over to Campus here, who unfortunately is not a barbarian.
Not what I am.
And he's going to do some similar things here as he tries to slash in.
No,
16.
I'm down.
Is that going to drop you?
Yeah, I'm down to, let's see how much. Yep, dying.
He just moves back up. Campus jumps off of the sigil and just immediately gets charged by these two things. This ghost is going to make its second attack against Roscoe. So we've got a 16.
That just hits.
Which is going to slash in for 10 points of damage there as well. All right, number 3 is going to retaliate over here against Tylor, and he's going to slash out for more than enough. And more than enough. And he is going to do that against Tylor right there as he begins to dig in and cut into him, hurting him pretty badly as well. And then finally, we've got a couple more that are going to slide down here into position. And they're going to double move and just kind of lock in down here on the party. That is going to bring us over to Campus, who is going to have a fail on one death saving throw.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, buddy. I guess it does automatically. Dr. Braso Hill, you've just seen Campus drop. What would you like to do, sir?
I am torn between helping him and trying to kill things. You know what? I will. And I'd have to get through him. So I am going to cast Hunter's Mark on this guy right in front of me. And then I'm going to do stabby things, I guess. I've got too many windows open. Son of a... Cody, I need to go your route and get more screens. I just need all the screens.
My third screen is down at the moment because I got to replace my graphics card, but I highly recommend 3 screens.
no less than three screens.
Fair above.
So, and he can suck a little extra. Oh, I guess that doesn't work. But he will take an additional 4 for the Hunter's Mark.
Okay.
And then
that was against which one?
Number 2.
Okay.
And then I will just attack him. For another 7, and he's also going to eat another die 6.
Another 6 on that?
Another die 6, another 5. So he's taking, what's that, 9, 16, 21.
Yeah, I've got it, bud.
Okay, cool.
All right.
And then Horde Breaker on the one next to him, I'll just turn and put my short sword between his ribs.
Yeah, you lash out cleanly, get that blade in between his ribs.
For a whopping 4 points of damage.
Okay, I want to make sure that it's doing here. That was against number 4?
Number 4, yes.
Okay, perfect. What else would you like to do, sir?
You know what? I am going to probably eat an attack of opportunity to move over here and get next to Campus.
You're going to eat only 1 attack of opportunity.
Oh, no, 2, right?
No, you're only going to eat 1. Only 1 is looking at you to engage there. 19, which is going to be enough there. Please take another 5 points of slashing damage, sir.
I would love to.
Roscoe, 3 Stone, the Barbarian.
Seeing this, Roscoe seeing his new favorite person in the world just get dropped, the man that ridded him of the curse of his stepbrother, he will scream in a rage and call out, "I call to all the 3 stones of the past, come to me. No Roscoe should fight alone." And like even through the wall, you see Roscoe the monk like sift through the wall and join this chorus of halflings rising up from the ground. Various one in full plate armor with a great sword. There's one with a pike and a hat with a plume sticking up, and they all swarm on this one here. I'm going to attack Warrior 5.
Okay.
As I scream in a rage and attack. I'm going to attack recklessly.
Yeah, go ahead and take a point of inspiration, sir.
Cousin, we're right here. You're not alone. He always does this. Oh,
Afraid of Don Durham for that
my
cheer
God.
as well.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Oh.
You do get to reroll the 1, though.
Man.
I do get to reroll the 1.
Yeah, you're right.
So yeah, there
Yeah.
you
So now, yeah.
So that's a hit.
A 1 and a
Are you
2. Okay.
fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
Wait, and I attacked Warrior 5 because I want, and all the Roscoes of the past descend on this guy. He takes 12 slashing damage, and if he tries to attack anybody but me, he's at disadvantage. And if he does hit Dr. Braso Hill, Braso has resistance.
I got you, buddy. It's almost I did a video this week on that. So
Yep.
Huell, my friend.
Oh, I'm sorry, I got another attack.
Oh yeah, go for it. Go for it.
Attacks. And I'll attack him there. That's 17 that hits.
Okay.
And it's going to be another 11 as I slash out with Sensiver.
You are just wrecking this warrior here, and it looks quite distraught, if it could look distraught. Huell Thunderbuck, it is your turn, sir. You're floating in the middle of the air. Roscoe has called all the other Roscoes. Campus is down. What are you doing?
All right. Not having anything that's gonna, I don't want to like kill all my party members. Huell is instead going to kind of move here, and he's going to attack number 5. See if we can bring this guy down. Ooh, no such luck.
Ouch.
No such luck. And that's my action.
Tyler Barnoskis is going to go into a fury over here. As he does, all of the red runes, all the red glyphs in the room begin to glow. And they send up a charge. Another bright flash throughout the room. The energy emanating from these appears to be almost a pure white. And Tyler Barnoskis is going to begin his assault here. A 17, which is going to be enough, followed by that whopping 4, which is not going to be enough. Following that up with a dagger for another 17, and he is going to start throwing some damage here. We've got some significant damage against warrior number 3. And that is going to be his turn. And he actually, you know what? He's going to step over and step off and try to move around this particular ghost here. That brings us over to the warriors. The warriors turning their attention over to Roscoe 3-Stone. We have quite a few attacks incoming here. We've got one attack, 17. He's going to hit, slashing out for 8 points of damage. You're raging, correct?
I'm raging, yeah.
Okay, so you keep track and make sure that if you don't have the raging condition on there, you track manually the reduction, please, sir.
Okay.
21, another attack is going to get there. Actually, you know what? These are going to be an advantage. For another 12 points, followed by an 18 for another 5 points of damage, followed by another... Goodness gracious, reckless attack, man. Another 22 as these things just begin. You've like left yourself open to defend campus here, and these guys are just slashing into you. Another 8. Ooh. And then finally, we have another attack here as he crits for 13 more points of damage. This warrior is going to turn, and he is not going to attack Roscoe 3-Stone. He's going to attack Dr. Braso Hill at disadvantage. So he is going to slash out here at Dr. Hill as they're coming in high, coming in low. That was just damage, buddy. I'm sorry. Go ahead and remove that 12. I didn't get the attack roll. That is going to be 16. So go ahead and take that 12. If the 16 is not enough, excuse me. And then he is going to lash out with one more attack against Dr. Braso Huell. We've got another 16. That brings us down to Campus. You ready for this, buddy? Please don't roll a 1.
Do I need to make
Please
a
don't
death
roll
save?
a 1. Nope,
Oh,
it's going to do it automatically when I hit this next button. On your mark, get set, go. Another failure. Another failure, but you are still breathing. Barely.
Fucking free just killed.
All right, we'll bring it back up. And then after that, let's give some love to Dawn.
Stream's coming back up, guys. Should be back up now. Let us know once you see us. Apologies for that fucking death saving fail. Just failed my internet.
Killed it all.
That was me, like, rage quitting. I'm like, fucking don't want this.
Also, guys, we want to give some love over here to Dawn. $10 for let's start a GoFundMe for Campus's medical expenses in this time of need. You know what? Maybe if we'll stop killing everybody, the last season, characters this season. I mean, just saying.
I'm saying it's karma. Karma then. So I cast level 2 cure wounds on Campus to bring him up to 15, and then I will just swing around on the end here so we can get
flanking
on this ghost. Get up, Campus! Come on, stop laying about.
Roscoe 3 stone in full rage mode. What are you doing, my friend?
My turn. All right. So now that Campus is getting up, this what is this? Shadow Warrior 1. I'll turn my attention to him. And I'm going to use my advantage from my inspiration.
Okay.
On that dude. Oh, so close.
25 is a beautiful success, sir.
Mm-hmm. And go ahead and slap him for 7 damage. And then go ahead and throw another one at him. Oh, there it is.
There's the 4.
There's our 4. All right, so assume that misses.
It does indeed. And
But the warriors swarm on that one now. From that
it will proc on your first attack. Absolutely. Huell, what are you doing?
Sorry, someone sent me a chat that I found very disturbing. Huell is frustrated by his pissant cantrip. Is gonna just, geez, everybody's all clustered up. He is gonna move right here and is going to backblast these 3, Warrior 1, Warrior 4, and Warrior 2 with his last fireball.
Go for it, my friend.
All right. And here we go. Cast here. Cast here. That guy passed. Jeez, come on, guys. Oh my God, 3 passes.
Golly.
All right. Still takes some.
Still taking some serious damage here.
That's all right. Okay. Huell.
Boom! A huge
Spins
eruption
of his highest spell levels. Okay, awesome. All right, let's go. Done.
As Tyler goes back into his sphere, you see all of the green sigils begin to light up, shooting up a big bright blast throughout the room as well. You'll notice that this warrior appears to be unaffected. And Tyler, I don't know what this is doing, but we're giving it our best go of it. And he proceeds to slash out over here at this wraith. We have a whopping 13 miss, followed by a whopping 12. There's another 4 there. And then following that up with his little dagger as he's trying to slash low, he is going to connect with that, and he is going to throw out a little bit more damage there, bringing us down to the wraiths. Sword Wraith Warrior 1. Now, they are not going to have advantage on you, Roscoe, I believe, because you did not recklessly attack.
That's correct.
And so they are going to proceed to try to attack you nonetheless. We have a 20, golly, which is enough to get there. He's going to fire off for 7 points of damage, Following that up with his second attack, coming at you again for 21, proceeding to continually pound on you for another 8 points of damage, giving you a long cut along your upper left arm. The second warrior, the one next to him, is going to do very similar things here. We have a natural one as he slashes Y. You duck underneath that, following that up with an 18 connecting. You're trying to shake off the damage. He throws another 11 points at you. The third one coming in as almost in unison, 17 enough to get there. Following that up as they continue to give you, just cut into you, death by 1,000 cuts. And then finally, the last attack here we have is a 22 for another 8 points of damage. Of course, you'll have to reduce all of those yourself.
Yeah.
And then Sword Wraith Warrior 5 is going to continue to stay locked on Dr. Braso Huell. A 13 is going to go wide there, following it up with his last slash, screeching out with a critical as he slams into you for 14 points of damage, Dr. Braso.
Let me use my reaction.
Okay.
Protect your cousin, and the spirits are gonna swarm around and like basically throw themselves in front of the blade as it arcs in and reduce it by 2d6 damage.
Yep. Go ahead. Throw me that 2d6.
So reduces it by 4. At least we're on brand.
And that is going to bring us over to Campus, who has just come back to ignore that death. Ignore that. I already took the whatever off of you. It's because you didn't heal up. Dave, what was the hit point?
It was 15.
15.
Thanks, cuz.
Okay, so you're now at
25.
255 points of wound. Campus, you're back into the fray. What are you doing?
Oh god! I strike at Sword Wraith Warrior 1 with my Swordorino, because this means I can hold break him. 4. Effect bonus action Hunter's Mark on this guy. On number 1. I remembered. And that's a 10 to hit.
Whopping 10.
Followed by a 22 to hit. For 8 plus 5. 13 points of damage on number 1.
13 points of damage on number 1 is going to be enough to decimate this foe. And with a loud shrieking evaporation, he dissipates from your eyes, in front of your eyes. Anything else you want to do?
I Hordebreaker into the guy next to him. 4.
Okay.
For a total of 10 points of damage. No, not 10 points of damage. A 10 to hit.
A 10 to hit is not going to be enough. Do you want to move?
I will move here to flank with Roscoe.
The warrior is not going to take an opportunity attack behind you as he's currently completely engaged with Huell. Dr. Braso, not Huell, excuse me, Dr. Huell. Dr. Braso Huell, it is your turn, sir.
All right, so I swing up over here, and I let loose with the whip. I do have Hunter's Mark on one of these guys on number 2, so I'm going to lash out at him with a 1.
Halfling 1?
I know that was a
regular one. Oh my god! Oh my god! Okay, yeah, 2 1s, not enough.
All right, I will take my extra attack on that same guy. All right, we finally are going to get there. He's going to take 5 plus another 6,
and he shrieks and disappears as well.
And then I will take my Horde Breaker. You killed the wrong one.
I thought you were. Which one were you attacking?
Number 2, because
well, okay.
Good enough.
I'll fix the life here. I know what he was at. I'll fix the life here. Go for it.
All right, so I will use my bonus action to move my Hunter's Mark, and then I will use Hordebreaker on that guy.
Yeah, 18 is more than enough, my friend. Can you do 15 points of damage?
Not likely. I can do 11 total, but not 15. And I will just hang out there.
That is going to bring us down to Roscoe. Okay. The barbarian, Ross.
Screaming in rage
Get him.
at this. Yeah, actually, we're gonna recklessly attack. I want to finish these guys. So on number 4 there to protect my friend Campus. Double fucking 20s. Okay.
Stop.
I want to roll damage.
You can roll damage,
I want to see.
but you don't have to. You can just describe what you want to do.
So basically, he just swings Sensiver in a horizontal arc and just cuts right through this thing, through all of the Roscoes as they like jump for joy, and then he continues that swing around to number 2 here for his second attack. And please be another 20. This would just be too fucking cool. Still, 22 to hit, and that's going to be 13 damage.
So, Sword Wraith Warrior 4 is going to disappear, and Sword Wraith Warrior number 2 is going to disappear.
And one vicious stroke, just like taking 2 of them out, just looking around, and he's. Oh, good.
Sorry, go ahead. You notice something interesting with the sword when you do this, because you swung it so furiously that the arc from this attack expanded out almost like a phantasm blade, and it continued all the way through the wall, like you threw this magical energy from Sensover.
Okay. But then immediately finishing those 2, he looks around and he sees the one remaining, and he's gonna like just run right at it. And I have just enough move to get there. And
You guys are all gonna say get there.
And he will flank with Tylor.
Huell, what would you like to do, my friend?
Huell takes out old Frosty. And seeing as how there's just this one guy left, it's going to hit this guy for 10 cold damage.
As it blasts into there. Anything else you want to do?
He's going to move right here. He's going to just float around.
As soon as you blast off this thing, you pull the flying broom over. And at this point, I need Dr. Braso Hill to give me a dexterity saving throw, please, sir. A DC 15. Am I muted here, Dave?
No, I am working diligently to find the right window. There we go, 24.
Yeah, absolutely. So you go diving out of the way here. You're not even going to take half damage. As you see the floor underneath of you and all the rest of the yellow sigils, boom, and they begin to beam up in a big bright flash. That's going to bring us over to Tylor, who is going to try to bring this last foe down. He's going to slash at it wildly with his rapier and throw some extra damage there. I gotta check the line here. He's gonna do it a second time. 23 or 24 technically is more than enough. He's gonna throw some more damage there, and then he is going to try to finish this thing off with his dagger as he comes in with kind of an uppercut blow as well. The 16 is going to be enough, and he is going to deal out another slash to it, but this warrior is still on its feet. It is going to turn and viciously try to retaliate at Tylor, kind of screeching. We have a 2, which is not enough, followed by a 14, which is not enough. And that brings us down to Campus.
Horror. I may be in pain, but I can still make a shot. And I'm going to try and, I'm going to bonus action move my Hunter's Mark over to the Wraith Warrior there, and then I'm going to shoot it with Oaken Hammer, which I haven't used since I killed Rosco with it. For 3 plus 6, 9 points of damage.
More than enough. Describe your killing blow, sir.
It goes straight through the Wraith's head and almost shoots Tyler Banascus, but just kind of like boings in the wall next to him. Oh god, I almost killed him as well.
And with a loud shriek, you see this thing disappear. But something about the way this thing shrieks is it shrieks so loudly it fills the room up with this loud biting scream, and all of the sigils at once begin to glow and light up. I need Campus and I need Roscoe to give me dexterity saving throws, please.
Go ahead and click advantage.
Oh, dexterity saving throw.
17.
11.
Not Roscoe, excuse me. Campus, you're gonna be so kind of admiring. Oh, I almost got Tyler there. You don't even realize that the floor is beaming like it is, and before you know it, you are just completely encompassed in this big bright light, burning you for 7 radiant damage.
Can I use my reaction to?
Are you? You may certainly. You are raging, and it doesn't matter where the source comes from.
Seeing that, Roscoe, get on it! And he like yells, and Roscoe the monk runs over and pushes Campus out of the way as this light incinerates him. And when the light goes away, Roscoe is no longer there.
No.
Oh God.
So
Not
so
again.
painful to watch him go again.
It was kind of easier a second time for me.
Well, at least I had some hand in the real end. I'll tell you what, y'all scrap pretty good.
You should have come down here with us the first time. There was a whole bunch of scraps we got into.
Oh hell!
We met a vampire and a lich and
Did you kill it?
well, not the vampire or the lich, but
There was a lot of other things.
a lot of other things that went going on. There's a big ass worm and some
There's
drow.
Did you kill
Skeletons, Minotaur skeletons, and
We had a hand in its
Trolls.
demise.
there was that monster. It was the size of a city block.
Oh yeah,
Did you kill it?
Oh yeah, it's dead.
yeah.
Definitely
All right.
dead.
Yeah, that's my cousins right there for you.
At this point, the door had
Oh shit!
unlocked and opened into another room.
And then Roscoe kind of snaps out of it and realizes, oh shit. Ugh. What's next? And he's like just covered in like cuts and and blood.
Well, usually there's some sort of guardian or something. Last few times there was.
As the door kind of opens up for you guys, you see that the room beyond is not dark like these last few have been, but instead it is beaming with a purple glow. And even from the middle of this room through the doorway, you can see very clearly a rising platform up into a very, very bright, shining, purple glowing object off in the distance.
That looks kind of familiar. It does look kind of familiar, right?
Certainly.
That looks kind of familiar.
Oh yeah, y'all been down here before, huh?
Well, we closed one of those other anchors. We broke it. We had to, it was something like that.
Oh, so we just go in
Look
there
at the sword. The sword's probably glowing again, right?
and you look at it.
The sword is absolutely responding.
So we just go hit it and we're done.
Oh yeah. That's probably all we have to do. And I kind of roll my eyes sarcastically.
Well, Roscoe, like bleeding and all, because I literally have 11 hit points. He just starts walking towards the thing.
Last time we got attacked by floating eyeballs. Be careful.
Yeah, be careful.
All right. Hang on. Well, maybe we should strategize before we go in here.
Now, there's some words I never thought I'd hear you say.
Hey, fucking men.
Well, I mean, I don't have too many brain cells left, but I just rubbed 2 of them together, and we birthed out a thought baby.
I know.
So why don't we
I know other
strategize
Roscoe.
here?
I know other Roscoe's been cousin blocking you for a while, but what I recall, you usually just run at stuff head first.
Head first, yeah. But this is what I'm thinking. And he starts laying out a plan that takes a whole hour, and it makes no sense whatsoever. It's rambling, it has a lot of tangents,
Short rest.
but in the end, and so then I run in and I'll hit it with the sword. What do y'all think?
That
Well,
sounds like a Roscoe plan, but Huell is a kind of our thinker.
I wouldn't get too far ahead of myself here. I do think that we should, at the very least, get a lay of the land and see what happens. Now, during this whole Roscoe explaining his plan, did anything happen in the room that would suggest like a cycle or a pattern or something like that?
No,
Mhm.
nothing.
Well, sit there and detect magic while all this is going on.
Oh yeah, fuck yeah! You're getting all kinds of magic all over this place. You're getting necrotic. You're getting a very strong necrotic energy coming from the room with the cube in it. But of course, you expected that. The sword is now is giving off very similar energy because it's kind of responding and reacting to that. You have enchantment magic all over the place. There's conjuration magic. You're getting all kinds of stuff specifically from the room. Very, very strong necrotic energy.
Yeah, this is seems as though this is actual anchor. I don't see any traps or glyphs or anything, magically speaking, that is. But who knows?
So what, you tell me we could have just run in there and touched that thing with the tip like you were saying?
Well, I mean, that's what you want to do, because then I ain't gonna stand in your way. But the last time we tried that, every time we've tried that, something stood in our way.
Well,
Maybe it's different this time. I mean, we only did it one other time.
Now you're ruining the mystique, Dr. Braso.
Oh, I thought y'all have been doing this for like the whole time I've been. Oh, okay. Well, maybe it'll just be like 1 out of 2.
Sure.
Yeah, I think so.
I settle for 2 out of 3.
Yeah. Like I am with our cousins Janelle.
Indeed. And so can you perhaps explain a little bit better whenever this anchor is destroyed by the blade? What happened last time?
Oh, there was a portal and we had to hurry up.
There was
liches and vampires.
We talked to them, I think, right, guys?
Oh yeah, we talked to him. That's how we got out of there.
Wait, you tell me that you that went way better than I thought it would. You tell me you were talking to witches and vampires?
Oh yeah, well there was liches for one. It's a old halfling for person, and I think it really, Roscoe, putting way too much into this. Besides, if we'd done anything else about it, I wouldn't have gotten this handy spell book.
I never had much use for that learning.
Now, you could always just go walk up there and touch it to it. Just a little bit.
Well, cousin, I know I ain't been around a lot, but I got your back, right? So you got my back, right?
Roscoe, I've always had your back. Now, when Roscoe tried to separate us, I thought that was very cruel and unusual because, you know how he was.
Huell, you knew? I didn't even know. I just thought Roscoe went off and was doing his drinking and stuff and didn't have time for us.
No,
I was a little hurt, to be honest with you.
Anyway, Huell goes off on a long tangent. There's nothing in here that's tripping Huell's wires. Like, we could probably walk up, but that's the worst.
Yeah, I mean the energies that you have, because you've done this before, right? This isn't your first rodeo. The energies that you're getting back from this cube and into this room are pretty much exactly like the energies have continued to be throughout this place. It's been very consistent. However, you are also getting an enormously powerful aura emanating from the cube, which is not terribly far away from you. Maybe 100 yards, not even. Half a football field away from you while you guys are having this argument.
We want to just go ahead and do this. Yeah.
Let's go ahead.
And Roscoe will start striding forward to go into the room.
Yeah, exactly what you expect is happening. As you guys step into the room, the doors begin to close and you are greeted by 3 figures. The figure in the back looks very reminiscent of the first figure you saw whenever you obtained Sense of Earth. Right? He kind of has that additional armaments on him, and he looks very similarly stationed and equipped as that first guardian that you guys encountered. But again, standing stoically.
So we need to kill these guys too.
I believe that's the plan. They've all been quite hostile.
I don't think they're gonna want to talk to us. Not after we've killed our
Well,
friends.
Perhaps we could just get around the back end and just, give it a good poke, if you will. As you so eloquently put.
I ain't gonna judge. I ain't gonna judge which way you want to poke, but I think they're still gonna come after us.
I mean, it almost seems as though we have a flying broom. Perhaps we could draw the attention and just give it a good old fashioned whack.
Man, that is a plan that we could try. The difficulty that I see there is that some of us have to be the bait.
And Roscoe used to fly the broom. Feels a little wrong.
I ain't never flied no broom. I was bait that one time when
I can be bait.
When your great uncle wanted to go kraken hunting. He went kraken fishing. He threw me in the water, tied on a rope. We caught a kraken.
Similar principle here. Now the question that I have is like it doesn't matter who uses Sensilver as long as someone does, right? Or do we not know?
Not to your knowledge. So
okay.
if you'll remember, the Lich Pagar Pax from Maznagrax, he told you that you weren't special, right? He very specifically said you're not special.
Mm-hmm.
In order to do this, but
yeah, he was kind of a dick.
Yeah,
he was kind of a dick.
Huell, you're special to me. You know that, all right?
Cousin, you're very special to me as well. You hold a great, dear place in my heart.
I'm really glad you weren't there, Roscoe, for the Gregor thing.
Yeah, I also seen your death, but I'm not going to talk about that. I'd be happy to fly on the broom over there.
You just tell me when and where I need to go poke this thing.
All right. Yeah, if one of us wants to try, because I don't know how.
Are you mounting on the flying broom at this point?
Yeah.
Or do you have the sword?
I'll trade you. This is Roscoe's sword. I think Huell has law.
Yeah, you have law.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'll trade with you and he'll look at it and like unsheath it and be like, ugh, and like toss it over his shoulder and pull out his axe.
Well, I'll take it. I'm quite partial to it, actually. I think it's gonna look good over my mantelpiece.
All right, Roscoe. Let's hold these critters off while Huell goes and pokes it.
Yeah.
He kind of.
Right. Let me see.
All right, I'm ready.
Okay. All right.
Pops all of his joints and then pulls his battle axe up.
And I'm gonna use from my spell stone a protection from evil and good on Roscoe, so that if they are in fact undead, they have disadvantage to hit him.
Okay, on Roscoe has disadvantage. Okay, that'll be convenient for recklessly attacking.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so describe to me what you're doing here.
Huell's going to get on the broom,
okay,
and wait for the three ghosts to be occupied before zipping over them and pulling a Yui around the thing and like trying to touch the sword to it like he saw old Roscoe.
So, as you begin to lift up these ghosts here, these whatever they are, the guardians, jump into action. Seeing you lift up, you see this one. He points and raises his fingers, and he points over here at. He actually points over at Tylor, and he's like, and he turns, and he runs backwards towards the crystal. 25, 30. And he is holding his sword, eyes look locked in on you, Huell.
Okay.
And that is going to be his turn. This is going to, next up, conveniently, is Huell Thunderbuck.
Huell is going to move with the broom. I forget what the fly speed on the broom is.
I don't remember what it is. Let's just call it
60.
Yeah, let's just call it. I was going to say 50, but that's fine. 60 sounds reasonable.
And I'm going to use my action to summon the mammoth and make this guy have to deal with that.
Okay. So how are you going to tell me how you plan on summoning the mammoth?
So, I mean, Huell's had he's had a couple of short rests with it. We've taken 2 short rests. He's had it in his possession. he'd heard them say something.
Yep.
Right.
Do you remember what it was?
It starts with a B, if I recall.
I tell you what, give because your character, have your character give me an intelligence. Just give me a solid intelligence check. DC, let's say a DC of 14 to recall.
11.
11. Okay. So you remember it's something to do with an R.
Right. And in that case, as he's flying over there with it in his hand, is there anything written on it? Or has he found anything written on it in that short rest?
During the inspection, you've not found anything written on it.
Okay.
Chat, if you remember what the mammoth's name is, you're free to help out.
Then he's going to circle around outside of this guy's reach while he tries to remember what this thing's name is.
Okay.
That's what he's doing.
I will let you keep making intelligence checks as you're kind of like thinking about it while all this action is going on underneath of you. If that's what you want to do.
In that case, my readied action is, once I remember the name, to speak it and throw the mammoth.
Sounds pretty good. Tyler is going to slide over here to the side, and he's going to draw he kind of does this like flash down where he draws the rapier and he brings the blade up backhanded, and he's kind of crouching, waiting for them to come in and close in at the moment. Next up is Roscoe Threestone.
Cool. Can I also get the map? Because it didn't save any of the maps for me.
No problem, buddy. There it is.
I get 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. What do you know? I love being a barbarian. So Roscoe, knowing what the inevitable, he's going to charge at this one on the left. And as he's running, he starts reciting that same thing. All the spirits of the three stones come and do battle. And like all the spirits rise up behind him in kind of a flying V and swarm this Wraith 1. And I am going to rage and then attack recklessly.
Okay. Look at that natural 20. Look at that natural 20.
Look at it. What is that? What's that little guy? Damn it. Oh, sorry. Why didn't you crit? Fuck you. So there you go. That's 18.
18 points of damage on Warrior 1.
On Warrior 1, yes. And then follow that up with another attack at advantage. And does that hit?
18 is certainly going to hit.
Awesome. Throw another attack at him. There you go. Another 11.
Pretty significant damage dealt there.
And just scream in his face after that.
Yeah, he definitely has disadvantage to attack anything but you, and apparently he also has disadvantage to attack you. So he is going to do just that here. Let me turn on my disadvantage. And this warrior...
Well, I did attack recklessly, so it's normal now.
That's true. That's true. That's true. Yeah, so he is going to lash out at you here. A 19 is going to be enough. And he is going to lash out again for another... God, these rolls are insane. He's going to lash out for another 7. And then he is going to use his Martial Fury ability to attack once more. But he is unable to connect. The next warrior is going to begin its turn, but instead it is going to kind of make this beeline. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. And he goes charging down very specifically at Tyler Barnoscus. And as he gets there, Tyler will go ahead and take his reaction, and he is going to just lash out, kind of springing down and jumping on this warrior as soon as it closes in. And he is going to, golly, these rolls are insane. And he's going to do the same thing there. That is going to bring us over to Dr. Braso Huell.
All right. So I will go lend some assistance to our companion. And I might have accidentally deleted my token.
I got you, buddy. I got you all fixed up. Look at that. There you go. Good to go.
What happens when you let the old guy play with stuff? All right. So Wraith 2, I will try and shank him. And
More than enough.
I will double shank him.
You will double shank him.
And maybe thrice. No, halfling.
Halfling.
1.
Oh, pretty tough there.
And
so you definitely dig into him with a couple of swipes, but it is still standing tall. Campus, you got a few different battles going on around you, a few different options here. What are you going to do, my friend?
Decisions, I just don't know. I'm going to help out Roscoe because I feel indebted to anyone named Roscoe. So I'll do just that. I'm going to make an attack with Oaken Hammer for a 26 to hit for 6 points of damage. 12 points of damage, rather. Followed by, if it's still alive, a 25 to hit for 8 points of magical damage. So 20 altogether.
Okay, and this is against number 2?
Yes. No. Oh, sorry, number 1. The one fighting Roscoe. My bad.
Okay. Yeah, not a problem.
Cool. I'm helping you, Roscoe. Whoever you are.
Doing fine, boy.
As you reeling back, these arrows are streaking across with their magical damage and landing furious blows against your foe. That brings us back around to the commander, who is still standing tall at the moment and kind of holding his action. That is going to bring us over to Huell Thunderbuck.
Huell calms his mind as he's learned to do these last few years of his, and he taps into the subconsciousness that connects all people, known as the whatever he calls it, I don't know yet, and pulls from some ancient memory the name Orochi, as he he's got the mammoth and he's got like the figurine out stretched out, like holding it by the shoulders, so that if it does, he'll just fall out of his hand. But if it doesn't work, he's still got a hold of it.
Yeah, as you call out Roshi, this black mist begins to swirl and form, pouring out of this onyx figurine and onto the ground here. And let's just say that there is a nice, big, beautiful mammoth that is now sitting on the battlefield. And but she still looks a little hurt.
Mm-hmm.
She still doesn't look as though she is quite fully recovered. But she is on the battlefield there, and she's going to go after Campus in initiative.
All right. So I guess with because it's an action to summon, and then if I get to make a command, it's just going to be like distract that guy, you know. And I'm going to wait until the mammoth moves in. I'm be hovering about 10 feet above where I think his reach is.
Okay. And you are flying in strategically there. Tylor is going to spring back into action here against this Guardian, and he is going to lash out. Let's see, with a miss. He is going to go wide with his second rapier. It is certainly going to get there. Follow that up with a dagger attack. Critical on the dagger as he fires off more damage, just slashing, cutting back, digging in, piercing, and then coming over back around the backside with the dagger. And he's going to try to move into a more advantageous position here with Dr. Braso Hill. That brings us over to Roscoe Threestone. You just have seen this enormous mammoth spring into life through this mist.
Oh my God.
It is everything like the backwards tailed tortoise that's the size of a barn that you hoped it would be.
Huell, that's exactly what I had in my head. Damn, son.
I mean,
That learning done you good.
I'm just saying. Well, I had a book that I read. You know, once you learn to start shape shifting, you gotta use your imagination. Otherwise, you come out all fucked up.
I don't want that. So
You
he's
might
gonna,
forget an organ or something.
well, I mean, I'm not one for instruments. Does a 13 hit? No.
13 is not going to be enough, sir.
Okay. And there we go.
Now, are you attacking with advantage, or you should be attacking with advantage?
I did.
Okay. You don't have to be recklessly attacking to have that advantage.
Oh, okay. I didn't. Now I know that.
I get you. I'll just let you know. You don't have to be recklessly attacking to make that. So
Cool. Well, I did 6.
are you going to move?
Is that Shadow Warrior still there?
He is still there.
Oh, I'm just gonna keep on him then.
Keep on keeping on. He is going to try and retaliate here. So he's going to have disadvantage on these attacks because you did not have to recklessly attack. Ooh, drop that natural 20. 13 is going to miss. And he's going to follow that up with another slash out here. The 11 is not enough, and he's going to follow that up with one more attack for 14. And 14 is going to miss the barbarian as well. Bringing us down to the warrior 2. He is going to do similar things here against Tylor. Let's see if he can actually land them. He comes in over the top, lands a blow viciously once more, and then finally one more attack as he's just furiously pounding down on Tylor. All 3 of them finding purchase with Tylor, and you can hear him kind of grimace and shout out in pain as this thing continues to battle him back. Dr. Braso Huell, what would you like to do, sir?
Well, I'm standing next to this guy, so I think I want to stab him in his face. Pretty much.
That's probably a pretty good strategy.
That's what I'm thinking as well. So, hold on, cousin. I'm getting there. Let me just shank this guy real fast. Just repeatedly, I didn't want to take it. Just repeatedly stabbing this guy.
Just coming back, just digging into his back. And he looks pretty wounded at this point. That is, do you want to move?
No, I still have a bonus action. So if he's still alive,
he's still alive.
I will try and hit him with the whip. 14. Does that get there?
Crack off the whip. It goes high.
Okay, these guys are a little better than the other guys. Okay.
Campus, what would you like to do?
Alrighty, let's see what I can do here. I'm going to take a last shot against Sword Wraith number 1, because Roscoe needs my help there.
Yep, fire it off.
Let's do it. That's my longsword, but it still hits.
22?
For 12 points of damage.
As you blast off from your bow, it just streaks right through this thing. Disappears out of the battlefield right in front of Roscoe's eyes.
Nice. I am going to draw my sword and join Roscoe.
Okay. You go charging up the line to join Roscoe.
And that is my... in fact, I'll bonus action place a... In fact, don't worry about that. Cancel that. I don't need to do
Okay.
that. Yep. That is going to be my turn.
Okay.
Don't use that.
Jim, what do you want this mammoth to do, my friend?
Let's see. So
It does exactly what you think a mammoth does.
Yeah, I mean, he's just gonna if it's got a charge, it looks like it's got some room it can get to. And here we go. Fuck yeah.
Did that work for you?
Yep.
Perfect.
I've hot barred it. So where are my?
For those of you not sure what happened, we just shared the mammoth as an NPC with Jim Davis.
Oh my.
Yeah. So it's gonna move. Share the mammoth. I don't know that it had a full 20-foot move to do the trampling charge, but it is going to attempt a
I'll give it to you.
attack. All right, we're gonna go to the stomp attack for this first guy. Let's see, 19 to hit for 34 damage, and it needs to make a DC 18 strength saving throw or be knocked prone.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see if it can do that. Oh, you can do that as well?
Yep. Try that. Ooh, that is a 17.
It is going to fall to the ground. Huell, would you like to take your reaction?
Yeah, I would now.
Or your held action,
No,
excuse me, not reaction.
And now that it's sort of occupied and being stomped on by the mammoth, Huell's going to take the sword and fly in a U around this thing and use Sensiver to close the anchor.
As you blast into this thing, you just come down swinging hard with the sword. You connect as hard as you possibly can, and you see that. And for a split second, this seems like eternity. You see the cracking along this cube-like structure. Boom! With a huge shock wave that sends everything near it flying. Go ahead and give me a dexterity saving throw, please, sir. Roscoe, Campus, give me dexterity saving throws, please. DCs will be 15.
Okay.
Get.
I swear to God, it's a fail.
Yeah, this will be piercing damage as these shards just explode all nearby and actually go ricketing out like a grenade, sending everything flying. So 13 points of damage to each of you guys.
I'm going to use my reaction since he's right next to me. I'm going to use my reaction like, get in front of him! And the fully plated Roscoe will throw his shield up and reduce that by 12.
Fantastic. And you kind of see them dissipate into him, almost like when they enter into the ghost figure, they just evaporate and turn into dust. But one manages to make it by, kind of clipping him on the side of the cheek. Nothing terribly damaging. And with that, you hear the shrieks of these things dissipating, and battle is effectively over.
Huell's going to land, and he just kind of looks at the mammoth. He's like, Roshi? And see if it'll go back.
As you call out Roshi, it disappears into a long, stringing black smoke that dissipates and absorbed back into the onyx figure.
Yeah, he tucks that into his vest.
Cousin, I don't know how I feel about that thing. It did stomp the piss out of other Roscoe.
Yeah,
I get the impression that it just, later on we could summon it and just kick its ass and get a big old feel good out of it, and then we can ride around on it.
And Roscoe was like running up to go give that thing a hug, and he's like got his arms out, and it disappears as he's like, oh well.
That was the most splendid thing I've ever seen. Just fantastic.
I'm a wizard at large, Mr. Tyler Barnassus. I think, is our work here done, gentlemen?
The sword held in your hand has now gained additional black-purple onyx guards, and it has continued to kind of brighten up, if you will. And so whereas the first anchor had placed like a little gem in its hilt, now you're seeing like radiating kind of black around the sides as the hilt has taken on a new form here. The fire emanating, the purple flame emanating from it, is burning even brighter at this point.
Wow. So that sword just does that every time.
Some kind of connection to this place. It's a companion blade to another one of those magic swords that
Wow.
cousin Roscoe was fond of collecting.
I wonder if it's even its final form. I wonder if it'll change again. You think?
I'm sure it will.
I think we have another one of these anchor things to break somewheres.
Gia, I think, was the final
That's
one.
right. Where even is that place? I've never heard of it.
Never heard of it either.
What are we going to do with it?
Was it
after
on
we
our
break
map?
them all? We're going to have like a super sword.
Perhaps that is possible.
Oh, we should probably grab that map off of other Roscoe too on our way out.
Oh yeah.
Well, I mean, if we bring them with us, I guess,
You have as a reminder, Dr. Braso Hill, you guys cleaned everything out that Roscoe had and then burned his body. So,
We did do that.
You scattered the ashes yet?
I forgot what we did with the ashes.
I kind of have to.
I would say that you did not scatter the ashes yet.
We wouldn't. No, because he wanted them interred at the monastery.
Yeah, we were going to take them with us.
That's right. Huell has them in an empty potion bottle.
Did you let Roscoe know that?
No.
God bless.
Now that you mention it, before Roscoe's body hit the ground, it was looted.
It was looted.
That is the adventuring tradition. Nerdarchy, anyway.
I take a
Roscoe, you know how I am. I forgot what we did with it all. I mean, and Huell just trails off and walks away.
Hey, thanks, James Leslie.
Hey.
Appreciate it. And I hope your recovery is speedy, man.
We all hope you have a speedy recovery. Thank you.
Well, I mean, that seemed easy peasy.
Well, last time, different.
Not so much.
Indeed, that did seem not terribly difficult.
Just like,
I mean, I do know that you lost a family member, a cousin, another Roscoe, but overall, it doesn't seem that perhaps this would be too difficult to overcome.
perhaps something having to do with the way the elves were able to contain the corruption meant that it wasn't able to grow that much on this side of the barrier. You know what I mean? Like underneath Vargrim, that tar was everywhere, and maybe that made the connection stronger, anchor stronger.
And so you
Less
say
strong anchor.
this one was more of a shower, not a grower.
Sure, it didn't just get enough time to get fully going.
But who knows what'll happen if it got all warmed up? Like,
I know.
The elves seem to handle it much better than the dwarves.
Yeah, it could be very difficult to accommodate.
I don't know what you guys are talking about. This sounds
Well,
troubling.
elves they've been handling taint for a lot longer than the dwarves were.
It's true,
So
yeah.
they know how to handle it.
That's true.
I'm sure they got those taint sniffing dogs.
I think they call them Koshi or something.
They get
Oh,
rangy
yeah.
sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Roshi?
Koshi.
Roshi does not appear when the person not holding the onyx figure calls for it.
Wait, who's that Roshi guy?
So there's going to be a new game
Like
where we're
Alexa
trying
for
to
D&D.
person holding it in this
It's like hot potato,
Yeah.
right? And then whoever's
like
holding
you
it has
secretly
to...
put it in one of the cousins' pack and be like, hey.
It's like one of those bad office things that gets passed around from cubicle to cubicle. Yeah. Well, Huell hands the broom to somebody else. He doesn't want responsibility for this thing. Who wants a... He's like, Roscoe, you drove this thing before, but at a campus, if perhaps you'd like a flying broom or Braso. I
don't feel right flying the broom. Campus, maybe you should take it.
I mean, I did kill him.
You did kill a Kenku to keep the broom.
I also did. I've killed 2 people for this broom now. Where will I stop?
Seems like it's yours then.
you
earned it. You earned it, boy. Hey, don't ever
Kill
let
the third one. I think you become the broom. I don't know.
Don't ever let anyone tell you should feel bad about killing. It's part of life. Everybody dies. You just help them to it quicker than time would have.
Okay. I'll remember that.
No, you should.
Campus will remember this.
Yeah.
Roscoe does have a lot of life lessons.
Yeah.
You guys notice that the air here feels easier, right? It doesn't feel that like kind of weighing, heavy, thick air, musty and kind of difficult to even breathe. That sort of air is gone and is dissipated with the removal of this particular anchor. But you do find yourselves in the middle of this temple, in the middle of the Shadow Vale. The portal that you were expecting did not come.
Well, I wasn't expecting no portal. We didn't have any liches or vampires this time.
Yeah, exactly.
I never know
We
what to
came back
expect.
the way we came. I hope that that Elven Miss is still there with her boat and flying fish.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Roscoe, you're gonna love these fish. You're
Oh, I saw him on the way in
yeah.
because I followed y'all. I tried to buy one off her for dinner. She wouldn't have anything of it. She
I
tried.
kind of thought of you. Like I could just see you wrestling one of those for sure.
I kind of wanted to. Reminded me of the whole Kraken thing. I want to get a little revenge
Get rid of that.
retroactively.
Well, we have some options.
This sword is just fascinating. It is interesting that it would just be so willingly given to us. Don't you find that strange at all?
It wasn't actually given to us. We had to fight for it, and Roscoe had to fight some dead monks.
Oh, well, I guess then it is fortuitous.
And it cost us like 6 months worth of time too.
Wait, we got to go to a fort?
Eventually.
No, fortuitous.
Yeah.
It's fortunate.
Oh, we're gonna make a fortune. I get it. We won't sell it. Got it.
It's very lucky.
Oh, well, that's like a halfling.
Like halflings.
Halflings are lucky. That's what I hear.
Indeed.
I can see
Seems
that.
that most halflings, anyways.
What are you thinking?
Looks
Back
back.
the way we came?
I think we can give it a shot.
You think those guys are gonna keep popping up? I've had about enough of them.
Well, that's the other thing. If we have a clear shot out of here, perhaps we have to fight our way out. I don't like our odds.
I don't imagine that would be terribly much problem. So I assume that we are just going. Are we taking the boat back?
That's what I was thinking. That's how we got here.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Well, I was very It was very fortuitous of me to have.
You gotta
our
stop using that
barbarian
word. You
friend,
should learn.
To he was such a very strong rower.
Yeah. Roscoe like leans over to campus. I think he's trying to make me feel dumb. I think I'm gonna kill him.
That's all right, Roscoe. This gentleman here has helped us out a great many times. One of the few big folk we've ever met who hasn't yelled at us or accused us of larceny.
Or talk down to us.
All right. All right. You know how I don't like the big folk.
Well, and let's see if we can get out of here on that boat.
Are you guys leaving the temple?
Yeah, and on the way out, I want to take a look at the map and see if it's changed.
Okay. As you look at the map, it is that black circular ring that was kind of around that burned in hole is already starting to shrink and rescind.
And I pointed out to Roscoe, see, these holes here. This is where we're at, and this is where we went with the dwarves. They were okay. They had a lot of beer. You would have liked that. And, I think this is where we got to go.
Well, Roscoe starts to get worried because he sees that hole like closing, and he thinks like, we won't be able to get out if it closes off. We need to get out of here.
Now, hold on, Roscoe. The map ain't the territory. We should be just fine.
Oh, okay, right.
At this point, you guys, while you guys flew in pretty easily, it's quite a trek with the boat. And as you guys get ready to leave, you see that even though it is the Shadow Veil and it's pretty much overcast and dark most of the time, it can get much darker, and night has fallen since you guys have been battling and spending your time coming up with incredible battle plans and figuring out puzzles. You guys have spent some time, and so it is now nightfall. And as you look out over the bog, it is just blackness. It is just pure black with the night.
Huell, you think people
That's
would pay
scary.
to play that puzzle game?
Who's that now?
You think people would pay to play that puzzle game?
I'm sure there's some, you know how all them rich folk over there in the big city do. They have all them short-legged dogs and all that other
That's
kind of
fancy.
weird stuff. Yeah, I'm sure they got plenty of time to sit around and stare.
Maybe we get rid of the electric shocks, but I think we could do.
I think it's a good motivator.
Yeah, well, that's true too. Think about like a tavern. They put them in the tables, and people are drinking and moving the tiles. They get shocked or something. Maybe they'll gamble on it. Roscoe, I think they gamble on it.
Probably some of them get drunk and probably eat them tiles too. So you're gonna have to think about breakage for that, replacements, have backups.
That's
I
a
mean,
good
you
idea.
know how I get sometimes. We're throwing dice and I get a bad roll. Sometimes I'll just eat it, literally.
That's very true. You can't keep any bone dice near you; it just goes right through you.
It's a good way to clean you out, though, if you're constipated.
Yeah.
I must confess, it is not out of rather fear, but a little bit of fear of traveling over such still, dark waters in the dead of night. Perhaps we should make camp.
That works for me. Now, my preference would be somewhere where it's easily defensible, and where otherwise like on a bank of a boggy shadow veil river. Yeah.
Yes. In essence, yes. It almost looks. I mean, the bog is so long and big that it looks like a freaking sea. It might as well be a huge lake. That, as far as you can see, it was just this bog coming in. Now,
Huell, don't you
presumably,
got?
it doesn't go on for forever, but
Mhm.
but yes, you guys are right there. Now you're not terribly far from the temple, so you're still close enough to the temple that you could return to the temple. It's a half-hour walk. It's not terribly far.
Huell, don't you got that spell?
Oh yeah, I brought home with me, and I'll set out some alarms. But better safe than sorry.
Yeah.
And if there's a nice defensible spot outside, otherwise Huell would probably argue for maybe going back to the temple.
I could
and
really do
camp
with a
out
rest somewhere. But yeah.
Yeah, there's not a lot defensible, but there is
Sit on the broom.
a good point of view at the top of this hill as it banks down into the bog.
right.
That you could see everything around.
Let's do that instead. And he will set up the tiny hut and then place a couple of alarms around the perimeter of the camp.
Sure. So you begin to go to work, and you guys begin to kind of set up camp. At this point, I assume that you're keeping everything inside of this dark black obelisk. You don't want any light showing, no sword showing out, nothing, right?
Well, we're a tiny hut anyway. It won't show anyway.
Yeah, we want it to be as inconspicuous as possible.
Yeah. You begin to set up camp, and at this point, it's really whatever you guys would like to do whenever you're resting. If you're doing any spells, you're coming up with any additional plans, or if you're taking watch.
I think I've scribed all my spells between my two spell books. Huell's just he's gonna identify the Roshi and use like an identify spell on it to learn as much as he can.
I'm gonna sneak off to the puzzle room to take some rubbings.
Yeah, you can do that. I mean, you will be alone, but it's an hour journey, 30 minutes there, 30 minutes back. And it's mostly just the steep hill of walking really to get kind of up this little bit here that you'll have the issue with. But you could certainly do that. And if you do want to do that, you end up doing it without there's no issues that you come across, Dr. Huell. What about you, Roscoe? What about you, Campus? What are you guys doing?
I am rocking myself to sleep in the corner of the tiny hut. Just it's been a really it's been a few episodes, but it's been like actually the course of a few couple hours, right? So Campus is actually digesting having murdered someone that he was closest thing he'd ever had to a friend, because Roscoe's shown him a lot of kindness, and processing that and processing new Roscoe and his teachings. He's very malleable, so yeah, it's a night of self-reflection and a lot of crying, like every night.
And
What about you, Roscoe?
once Huell put up the tiny hut, like Roscoe just kind of walks into it and takes the sword and his axe off and just just hits the ground face down, just
He's out.
and he's just sleeping face down on the ground, just kind of legs and arms,
In no time, you guys, Dr. Braso Hill is back, and you guys are taking watch. Who's going first? Who's doing what? Just give me a quick order.
I'll go first.
Okay. And then after that, Tyler will go. He'll offer up his services as well. That'll help with you guys resting. And then after Tyler will be who?
I'll take a watch.
Okay.
And Roscoe is a prodigious snorer, just so you know.
Okay, so and Roscoe snores really fill a rhythmic sense here. While you guys are on watch, you're going to be experiencing his kind of just kind of this nice steady sound, almost lulling you into sleep as well. And so Huell, your watch goes by without any issues at all. You've got the alarm set up. You're very confident. You got a great bird's eye view almost of the entire surrounding area, and you can wake up Tyler for his watch, and he'll get up pretty easily, get ready to jump into his watch. And then as Braso, you wake up and there is no Tyler. You're not woken up by anybody. You just kind of naturally awake here. And as you kind of look around to see, hey, who's on watch right now? Did I just kind of casually wake up here? You don't see Tyler at all.
I will look around the surrounding, like just looking out the windows or the door from the tiny hut to see if I see anything outside.
You don't see Tyler outside. You don't see Onyx warriors outside. You see the emptiness of the surrounding area.
I will go wake up Huell. Cousin, there's something wrong. That Tyler fella, he ain't here no more.
You good at tracking folk?
I've been known to track folk.
Let's take a look around.
All right, so I will go to the entrance and see if I can find any.
Absolutely, you easily find tracks leading down towards back away from the bog, leading back towards the temple. And what's interesting about the tracks is that they're pretty prominent here. There's no other tracks around. There's no, there's nobody. It doesn't look like a force came or maybe an animal grabbed him or something like that. But if he did step out, the tracks go almost all the way down the hill, and with the soft kind of moist earth there, easy to track, and then they disappear completely.
You think he wandered off for a piss and something got him? I don't see any other tracks, just his, right?
You just see one pair of tracks, and you're pretty confident it's humanoid.
Yeah. I totally do the Strider thing. I only see his tracks. There's no one else, but them ghosts probably don't leave any tracks, and we've seen a lot of those over on this side.
Hobbitly.
Let's see. Well, it could have been anything. Maybe somebody took him.
They couldn't come in the hut and get him, right? You said
no, they can't come in the hut. Not if they're. I mean, if they were in there when it's created, they might be able to come in and out, but not otherwise. Now, could also be a traitor in our midst.
Ooh. Well, who do you not trust?
Oh well, Tyler, obviously. Yeah.
Well, if he betrayed himself.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? I with that, I got to get a look on my face, and I just bolt back towards the hut at a run.
Okay, You go tearing up the hill back towards the hut. You make it up there to still find Roscoe. Just giving out this incredibly loud sword.
I'm looking for the sword, sense of her.
You cannot find it.
Oh, that dirty son of a. Can't trust humans.
Yeah, I knew it. There is.
We should have known he was too interested in that sword.
He's very interested in that sword. Let's see. This happened like right as we all woke up. Like Braso woke Huell up, right?
Braso woke Huell up, but Braso was not woken up for his shift.
And none of the alarms went off. But Huell hasn't prepared his spells yet. And so Huell is going to sit down and memorize a different suite of spells. And once that has happened, he is going to cast Locate Object on Sensilver.
So how
it's gotta be
how long do you got to rest? How long do you got to rest to do all that? I'm just curious.
I don't know. I just remember the way it used to be. It was like
But you have to rest for 8 hours, but you don't
to get slots back. But you can still prepare a spell if you've got the slots. Cool. So yeah, it'll take you a few minutes to stop and prepare this thing, and go ahead and cast locate object for me. I just want to read the spell.
Let's see if I can share it. I've had trouble sharing the spell.
Yeah, it's only like 1,000 feet.
Yeah, it's only like 1,000 feet. It's not that long.
Yeah, it's not within 1,000 feet of you.
Okay. We'll keep an eye on that. I've got some other stuff. I don't know that it'll work if he's no longer on this plane though. Well, it ain't close by, so he probably took it. And you know what? To be perfectly honest, he was like, as long as we can get out of here, if he's the one that wants to go off to Gia and fix the anchor, then more power to him. You know.
All that taint was spreading far away from our home.
Yeah.
It seems like we're just going and fixing all these problems for big folk anyway.
I mean, I guess we could head out there, make sure he follows up on it, you know. But what else are you gonna do with it?
I don't know. Maybe humans are short-sighted and greedy.
Yeah. I mean, it only shuts
might try to sell it.
Might try to sell it. That's true. Might try to give it to somebody. Well, we're gonna steal all the glory himself.
Maybe humans.
Well, at Gia, just figure it out. And Huell gently kicks Roscoe in the ribs.
I don't want to go. I don't want to go.
In campus, you're kind of awoken too with all this noise and talking going on inside the hut.
Wait, what? Dad, no.
Where are we at? Give me the sword.
What?
He reaches to the ground with the sword. What?
What the hell? What?
Well, that big folk took it.
Oh, just like big folk.
Just like big folk.
What did they do?
They took the shadow sword.
Well, I mean, you said there's only one spot left on the map, right?
Only one spot left.
We know where we're going, right?
That's what I figured. He's either headed there to claim the glory himself, in which case we'll steal it from him, or he's not, and we're gonna have to figure out something else to do to shut all these things down.
Okay. I guess the only thing for us to do is to head back for the boat and see if he went that way.
There you go.
Freaking humans.
Freaking humans.
Big people.
At this point,
Company excluded campus.
At this point, you guys got some good sleep because it was just, Dr. Braso Hill waking up on his own, not for his shift. So some time has passed, and you see that it's actually getting kind of close to the next morning at this point. If you could call that morning here in the Shadow Vale.
Oh, Roscoe, you're gonna like this. You're gonna like this. When we came in, we kind of have to have campus kind of ski across the water. Room.
Oh yeah.
I think you're gonna like this.
Wait.
So the halflings go on the broom.
We gonna fly?
Campus is still kind of a big person.
Oh.
And then we get a rope and we tie it to him. And we just drag him across the water.
Cool.
All right. We had a lot of fun last time, and you would probably like this.
Probably get a kick out of it.
We're gonna. What's the broom do? Is it just kind of run along the water's edge? Or is it
you'll right over the top.
Yeah.
How high are we gonna get?
Wait, as high as you like.
Well, we got to make sure we're high enough. If something jumps out of the water, it can't get us.
Yeah, you can't skim along the top, otherwise,
I mean, it might get campus, but we're real men.
That'll be fine, probably.
Okay. Well, I'll just try not to look.
No, just don't.
You know me in heights. They don't agree with me. I get an upset tummy. I might throw up.
Sit in the back then.
Face the other way.
Mm-hmm.
Always the thinker.
And in this time, campus. Instead of casting levitate on campus, Huell casts fly on campus, and then the three halflings get on the broom.
Okay. And
lasts the same.
As you guys, I assume that you guys are blasting back towards where the portal was.
Mm-hmm.
As you guys take off and begin to very safely and far away from the dark, unknown waters of the bog down below. You guys go rocketing across this bog very, very, very quickly.
Roscoe throws up.
And in a fraction of the time it would take to row back across Roscoe, you find yourselves back at the dry land section where the portal is waiting.
Oh boy. All right, can we just agree never to do that again? That was just terrifying.
It'll be all right. We'll get you some drinks later. You'll be fine. It'll be fine.
Yeah, he wanted these mushrooms, and then
Oh yeah.
he are we? So we're back in Silasisi.
Not quite. I mean, waiting on you guys to actually want to go through the portal and everything.
Yeah, we're going through the portal.
Yeah, let's get through the portal.
As you guys enter the portal, you see a terrifyingly familiar face. You see a face very familiar to you, but also twisted and dying. In front of you sits Rothillion, waiting at the portal. Next to him is a short halfling, dressed in the purest of white, kind of monk cloths, much akin to what Roscoe wore with the keepers. As you look upon these two here, there is no additional boat around here or anything like that. There's no other elves. You just see the halfling look over, and he pulls out a long, beautiful, lion-headed sword, and he kind of holds it up, not really in a threatening way towards you, but just kind of holding it up. Where is the Harbinger? Where is he?
Is that me?
Am
Who's
I the
talking?
harbinger?
Yeah, who are you talking about?
Where is Sinsover?
Oh, well, one of the big folk we were with took it from us.
gone.
You can't trust them.
Sorry.
You see him kind of just the second you mention that you don't have possession of the sword. The Harbinger has the sword then.
Wait, I thought.
What is this Harbinger you speak of?
The Harbinger, the bringer of the Shadow King, the one who will entail his return.
Yeah, nobody told us anything about any of that.
Yeah, definitely not mentioned. You're probably talking about that Tyler
We
fella.
missed a memo
And,
somewhere.
He seemed like a
Indeed,
decent
we
guy
are.
until he ran off.
Wait, so the sword isn't the harbinger?
And you kind of hear Rothillion speak up. And he is like, he's huffing. He looks like half of his face is decaying and dying away, but it's not in a way that's evenly split. It looks like it is coming kind of from the top of his chest out through his clothes, almost like the black taint that was creeping along the veins of the humans that were feral in Golden Leaf. Then it is too late. You have already unlocked the additional powers of Sinsilver. We must make haste. And he holds his hands out for you guys.
It's got in him.
He's got nothing in his hands. He just holds his hands out. This was akin to kind of what he did the first time whenever he cast teleport for you guys.
Okay.
Roscoe looks to Huell.
He doesn't look so good since the last time we've seen him.
No, I'm assuming some
This is the
sort of.
guy everyone's been talking about.
Yeah, this is Rothillion. He nobody knows who you are, by the way. And he will take his hand. Not a gross one.
Not a gross hand. Yeah. So somebody will have to take the gross hand that is dying.
Take my small hand. Give me your other hand.
So you guys, if you end up chaining over him, you'll notice that the halfling here, he's not really participating. He's not grabbing onto anything. And
Before we go, Huell hands him Law and the ashes of Roscoe.
Did you handle this for us?
Interesting. When you go to hand it over to him, you notice that he has almost like a small little tiara looking thing that is kind of woven into his hairline and is just sticking down with two small white pearl like stones. And as you go to hand him something, he looks over at you, shakes his head, then he holds his hand out. And as you go to pass him the remains of Roscoe, Keeper Roscoe 3-stone, it passes right through his hand.
Well, now Huell's just disappointed in this monk guy. He's like, come on, you couldn't even hoof it out here. But he keeps that to himself. And he just puts it back. I guess I'll keep hold of it.
Please hurry. And he will grab onto Campus's hand with his dead hand really tightly and grossly before Campus can reel back. And in a matter of moments, you hear him going into his regular incantation. And you hear the monk as he's doing this. I hope that the scabbard is still there. At this point, you guys feel the very familiar light wisping draw of the teleportation magic pulling you into almost nothingness. And soon you find yourselves in a temple. Cold, high on the mountains, wind blowing through, the doors cut open and askew, tattered remnants of the beautiful scrolls and blankets and art that was filled throughout this entire temple. In the hallway in front of you lay countless dead keepers, viciously murdered, cut down with huge black slashes across their chests and body parts. They appear to have been dead for some time, as the stench and rot of decay has certainly taken its toll on them.
This place smells worse than Rothillian. No offense, Rothillian. They never take us anywhere nice.
Ever.
In front of you...
What happened here?
And in front of you lay an empty altar where you guys recognize from the conversations you had with Roscoe, the keeper, where the scabbard of the keepers, the scabbard of Lawbringer, was usually held. And instead, you find it completely empty and bare. And that's where we are going to end our session for tonight. So thank you guys so much for joining us. We appreciate the love.
Nice. Nice.
Well done.
Well played, everybody. Well played. I thought I was a goner there, or I might kill someone else. You never do know.
You're on a roll. Why stop it?
I'm on a roll, right?
Could have been 2 games in a row, man.
Give me until next week, and I'll be one each week for the hat trick, the triple kill. Yeah. I'll see what I can do.
That was an awesome season, Cody. I guess it's over.
As always.
Real quick, guys, before we get into the sponsors, we do want to let everybody know that we will be totally and completely off next week. Dave will be in France. I myself will be traveling in Austin. Of course, it will be the 4th of July. And so we didn't want to, upset Will or whatever. So we're not going to have...
we didn't want to rub it in.
Yeah, I'm pretty sensitive about these things.
A gay...
Representing all of England, we are, as a country, still incredibly salty about America. We haven't...
How could
we're not over it,
The one that got away.
Yeah. You guys are just...
well, all of them, really. The whole empire got away.
They already got away from us.
Stay tuned to Twitter. We will be back on the 11th of July, so we'll be back in 2 weeks with more Saber Dice as we move towards the end of the season of Harbinger. So I've been having a great time with you guys. So I hope you guys are having fun too. And with that said, let's give some love over to our sponsors. So I want to give a huge thank you to Fantasy Grounds, our virtual tabletop of choice. Guys, right now, 25% off everything on Steam. And I think that Fantasy Grounds told us that they have some new filtering systems on Steam. So if you are shopping for individual game systems now, so if you're just looking at what stuff you're missing for Starfinder or what stuff you want to shop just for 5e, you can now filter all that stuff down with that huge summer sale that they got going on over there. And of course, we want to give a huge shout out to pyromancers.com for Dungeon Painter Studio. All the maps that you guys see here on the show and since day one are built in that wonderful piece of software. So thank you, pyromancers.com, for being a big part of that, which, by the way, is also available on Steam if you want to go and check that out to make some maps for yourself. So big thank you to the sponsors.
Awesome. Boom. Anything else before we head out here, boys?
That's it.
Stay nerdy.
It's too fast on the draw. Thanks, guys. We appreciate the love.
Good night.
Yeah, later.
We'll see you in a couple of weeks.
Happy 4th of July. God damn it.
Yeah, be safe.